today's video, we're going to show you how to install our power commander and a quick shifter onto a 2002 to 2003 Yamaha R1. But we have our rods that we're going to need, and we have our power commander and our quick shifter. And let's get over to the bike. First thing you want to do is take off the driver's seat. There's a bolt right there and on the other side as well. Take that off. After you've taken out the two bolts, just pull your seat back slightly and lift up towards the back and it will come right off. Next, unlock your seat and or seat cowl, whatever you have on. You just put your key into here, turn to the left, and you lift off your seat and or seat cowl. Next, take off this bolt right here and put it in a safe spot. Now when you're lifting your tank, you're going to see the vent lines, which is right here. You got to pull this down, and we will do that on the other side as well. I'll show you that one. Here's the throttle side vent. Lift up your tank, and it is right. Did it already fall off? It is right over here. I don't know if you guys can see it from the camera view, but same thing, just pull it down. As you can see, guys, the way I propped up my tank was I just ended up using two bungee cords and made sure that they were tight. So like I said, that we can get to here, because we're going to have to unplug these two. There's two plugs here. There's a black one. These are the ones that we're having to have to take out and plug the power commander into it. Let's do a little unboxing video of the Power Commander 6 and of the quick shifter. First, we'll start with the power commander. So it's my first time actually opening this thing with you guys, so we'll check it out. Alright, so let's open the power commander first. That's alright. We'll just get this puppy out. Okay, there it goes. Shaboom. There we go. There's our Power Commander 6 module. It's nice and smaller than the 3 that I've seen from years ago, which is cool. Let's see. We got our paper that says Dynojet on it, not a big deal. Here's our USB cable for hooking up the computer to get our maps. We have some Velcro, some stickers, some alcohol wipes, and some little parts over here. We'll see what these are needed for, but cool, nice, that's good. And here's the Power Commander 6, like I said, nice and small. This is probably like 2.5, 3 inches. Let me check real quick for you. Yeah, the thing's only 3 inches long, right? So nice, 3 by 2.25. Yep, 3 by 2.25. So nice and small. I like that. So it doesn't really take up space in the trunk. Let's go open our quick shifter now. We'll see what's in the box. Okay, that. Some more stickers. We got an instruction manual in there. This is a warranty card. I don't want to lose that, so I'm going to have to set that up. Here's just some more paper. It doesn't say or do anything, it's just Dynojet. Okay, that's cool, I guess. And like I said, some more stickers in there. And I think that's it for what I'm saying. Oh, bummer. One of the stickers got caught on the side of the box, so whatever, not a big deal. See, this was on the side of the box. It's done, not even worth it. But I got a second one right here, so not a big deal. So there is the connector that goes into the power command or This connects to the quick shifter, I should say. And from my understanding, this goes into the power commander. You gotta, there should be a little slot somewhere on this thing. Yeah, it should be right here. You find one of these, you unscrew it. From my understanding, you push the cables into a certain hole, and then you tighten it back up, and then it's connected to it. But anyway, before we do the quick shifter, because I don't see the quick shifter mechanism, which is interesting. I just see the wire. Okay, so here is our quick shifter sensor. This plugs into, where is that? That should plug into one of those, I believe. In my understanding, there may be something else it plugs into. And then obviously this is our sensor, and we get our rod and everything hooked up into that. But let's start with the power commander itself, and then we'll get into the quick shifter. So before I can upload a map to the power commander, you got to go on the power commander site, go to dynojet.com. You'll sign in, then you're going to go to the left over here. You will click on support, and then you will go to downloads. After you click on downloads, you click on that red button right there to install the program. After that's all set, usually you can just navigate through here and go to tunes and find the map that you needed for your bike, but for whatever reason, they don't have the Yamaha R1 map for 2002 and 2003. So if you just search for the product for the 2006 Power Commander, which is right here, just search through it on the site, you'll find it. If you go down, you'll see that there is, just keep going, it says there is tunes available, which is right there. So you just click on that. And then it will bring you to what maps are available. They really don't have a lot for the Power Commander 5 and 6, but I'm assuming they're pretty universal. So there's stock exhaust, stock intake, slip-on exhaust, stock intake, and full exhaust stock intake, which is what I currently have. So I already downloaded it. Basically, you would just click on this thing right here for whatever map you want. Click on it, it will download it. Just remember the map name that's right over there. After that's all done, plug in your Power Commander and go to the Dynojet Power Care app, which is right over here on my desktop. We'll double click that. This isn't really needed, so I'm just going to close that. Now you want to go to C3 tuning software, wherever it is on this thing, go to C3 tuning software. Click on that, or double click. Now usually you won't have anything plugged over here on this little part right here. If you plug the Power Commander 6 in, it will show it. Now since we want to open up that map that we downloaded we go to open. We're going to go to our downloads. There is my map right there. I'm going to double click on that, and you'll see that it was brought up over here. Now, if you click on this one, if you click on notes in the bottom over here, you'll see that it says 0203 Yamaha R1, full exhaust, stock air filter. It kind of gives you your target fuel ratios, which it's going to show. But just to show you how to upload the map, you'll basically click on the map file name, which is that. You will click send. It says, are you sure you would like to add map to position 1? You go to yes. It says a map already exists in this position. Do you want to replace the existing map with this map? You go yes. And you'll see that it says in the bottom over here, solution already all set, and it's ready. So that'll be on there. It's all set. You unplug it, and then we'll go to the bike and install the Power Commander. All right, guys, so we're going to plug the adapter harness, which is this whole big thing. It's just one big wire, and the end looks like these two. It's the blue and green wire. We're going to plug these into the Power Commander. So if you look over here, You can see it better now. There's all these holes. The first 2 holes is for insert number 1. The third and the fourth is for slot number 2. So since we're doing slot number 1, we're going to plug these wires into here. It doesn't matter which way it goes. The green one could go first or the blue one. It's not going to matter. So on the back over here, there is these little tiny flathead things. I actually tightened all these other ones up because I'm not going to be using them right now. Since we're just using slot 1 for the quick shifter, the first 2 are the ones that we have to loosen up. Then we'll basically push that in there and then tighten up the screw, and that will hold the wires in place. So I'll go do that now. So there's those. I'm loosening these up. They could have been all right for where they are right now. I don't know, but I'm going to just loosen them up a bunch so they have plenty of room to get the wires in. And here we are with that. See those holes right down there? I guess I'll do green first and blue after. So I'm just going to spread this apart a little bit. Let's just hope that the wires go in okay. And right into that hole. It's hard to see it, but it's going to go right into that hole over there. So that goes in like so. Let's do the green one first. To really get it in there, so I don't know why this is giving me issues, because that thing should go basically all the way in. Okay, you just got to give it a little bit of a push and it goes right in. So let's get this one in too. The blue in. So since the green one's all the way in, I'm actually going to tighten that first before I do the second one. I'm going to actually push down on the cable to make sure that it's going in there tight. And then I will tighten my bolt. It's already starting to get tight. Okay, so green is all set. All right, just got to get the blue in, maybe loosen this up a little bit more. Let's get our blue in there. It's kind of weird. The green one didn't want to go in at first, and now the blue one's not really going in. Okay, there we go. Just got to give it some pressure, guys, to get it to go all the way in. And obviously make sure it's fully seated. There's that. Now I will tighten this up. Make it nice and tight. I don't want it to come loose. I'm losing our connection. Okay, so as you can see, both of these are nice and tight now. We are good with that. But, all right. Now let's go to the computer. We'll upload the map to this for our full system with the stock intake, and then we'll make sure that the quick shifter is enabled. Like I said, this is in slot 1, the first 2 holes over there. Super easy. Like I said, you just gotta end up pushing it a little bit. You might have to take it out and put it back in again. That's what I had to do a couple times, but super easy. So since we uploaded our map already, now we have to turn on the quick shifter. It is plugged into the Power Commander 6. So we're going to go to the top over here and go to configure, and we will go to quick shifter. Now if you look over here, you'll see that it says disabled. You got to go all the way to the end, click on it, click on enabled. So now it's enabled, and for this vehicle we can only do kill fuel only. There's no other option, so we'll just leave it at that. You have your minimum RPM that you can use it at. I'm just going to leave it as B for now, and then I could always switch it later and obviously you can change a bunch of other things. Now, since I did put that in the first input, the first 2 slots, I got to change that since it's on input 2. If I put it on the 3rd and the 4th dot, that would be input 2. But since it's on the first 2, I got to change that to input 1. So switch input 1. That's all set. It tells you how many milliseconds for the kill. We're going to leave that be. And once you're done, just hit send. And then it should say on the bottom will be basically saved successfully. Solution sent successful. So all good with that. Now let's just unplug it and go back to the bike. The easiest way to route the power commander is you'll literally slip it in between here and that metal bracket, lightly lift up on here. You'll be able to push the power commander into here. You're gonna probably have to pull back slightly on this and get enough slack so you can get it up. And then obviously when you have the power commander up here with the wires, you can pull back or push back on this plastic black piece a little bit, slip it in there. You'll get that power commander right in there. Make sure that the wire harness will line up all the way in the corner over there. Then you'll just follow your main harness out to here. You may have to take off this and the battery, and you'll just run it to here. And then and then we'll connect it to these over here. So a little tip, put it in the middle. Make sure you lift up while you do this. You got to pull back a little bit here. Like I said, the power commander is right here now. I'm going to get it up, get the wires, and route it back down after I push the black plastic towards the front of the bike so that I have enough room to slip it into place. I'll show you when I got this all set over here. As you can see, the power commander is in its place. I do recommend after you get in here trying to do it up towards this part because you have your locking mechanism which ends right over here. So if you do it more towards here, you have more space down here after pushing this forward to get it back into there. And then obviously once you get it back in here, you just slide the cables down or the wiring down over here. And then like I said, see how it's in the corner now? That is all tucked away and good. And obviously I can put this wherever I want. I'm going to take out the battery completely so I can move the wiring out of the way so I can easily get all these connectors and the quick shifter link down through here to go over here, because the quick shifter cable is going to have to go down here and through up here. There's plenty of space over there, as you can see. But all right, let me take the battery out and run the cables through. So here's how we have it routed. We took our battery out. Like I said, this is sitting here. It's routed through here. The correct way would be to really take off the whole tail. It's not necessary, but this works fine. Like I said, you can kind of see it in there. Can you see it? Well, either way, like I said, we got our wire running down here along the frame rail. It will basically be to the harness. I might even zip tie all these together on the main harness. This, I just kind of have this hanging out over here, and the quick shifter sensor is right over here. We're going to need some room, so we're just kind of having this dangle down here. It is the 2 big black connectors that you got to unplug, and then you'll basically plug this one into one of them, and then the part that was open you'll put with this one. And if you're not sure how to open these things up, these two, for an example, go together, right? So you'll see that this is the inside part and this part. The way to open this one would be you basically pull back on that, and then you just pull this out. Then, like I said, you'll reconnect these two to this particular one right here, and then same with the white ones. If you're not sure how to do it, look at this one. You can see there's a part right there. On this one right there, you have to pull that back and pull it out. You may have to press on the sides just to kind of hold it while you're doing it. But like I said, if you're not sure how to unplug these things, just look at these, because literally these things, when I unplug these, this one connector, those two will go to this one because it's the same exact connector. Same with the other one. We'll unplug it, and then those 2 ends right there will go to one of these, and you plug them in. Super easy. As you can see, I unplugged one of these connectors. So now I'm going to take the same style connector, which will be the white ones in this case. So I'm just going to pull this back a little bit. Hopefully this gets on film over here. So since this one's the same as that, as you can see, same exact one, so that's going to plug into the black part, just like the OEM connector did. Shaboom. And then the white one, the second one, will plug into that connector that came out of here. Super simple. Really not that difficult. This would be easier if we had the tank off, but I'm trying to do this without taking off the tank. So this will go like that, basically. Hoping this is coming out on film okay. This should just click right into there. Make sure it clicks. Now, same thing. I'm going to take off this one, and I will plug these two into that one. Super, super simple. So for this one, all I did was I pulled back the tab, I stuck a tiny, tiny screwdriver in there, and then I was able to pull it out. That's how I did it by myself. If you had someone else with it, you could just pull back this tab right here, and then have someone else just pull it out. Super simple. But since that's out, like I said, same connector, just the same connectors. So this one that came out will plug into this one, just like this one was. Like so. This will go in like that. Same deal. Make sure it clicks. And then this one will go in there just like we took it out of the original one. Find the knob, the little notch. There it is. And boom. Okay, so now we have all four connected. So technically, I should be able to turn on the bike, and we should see power to the power commander itself. I did not have to take off the fuel lines or anything. It was a little bit of a pain with the gas tank in the way, but not too bad. Obviously, we'll have to all tuck this in a way and get that all settled where it needed to be, but that's basically the gist of it, is doing something simple like that. Now we're going to start taking this apart so that we can get our quick shifter sensor and the new rod installed. First, I'm going to measure from the bottom of basically this shifter to here just to see how big of the gap is to get it to that spec. So we'll just kind of measure it. It's around, right around 1 3/4 inch, give or take. So we got that measurement. We're going to pull back this cap. Have to take out this bolt. It's a 4mm Allen. So we'll take that out. Then we'll take off these two. We'll pull out the whole mechanism. As you can see, there is Loctite on here, so we'll have to clean that up and put some more thread locker on here after that. All right, so this is the back of the rear set with the rod. So basically, with this facing backwards, we're gonna get two 10mm wrenches and basically just put one here and the other one here, just so that we can get this whole part out, because this will go into the quick shifter. So we got a 10mm nut here. I already loosened it, so, but just to show you, this one will go like that, and the groove right there. And then this one, you just end up going down with it. And then this whole unit should come right out. I'll have to keep using this and just keep going. Okay, that's one. So this part, which is going to go towards the front of the shift mechanism, will end up going into this small part right here. So this will screw into here. We figure we'll probably go halfway just so that we have enough slack, and obviously we can always adjust it after, but this threads right into there like so. I'm gonna go basically right to where it was on the other one. Right about there is where it started to get a little tight. So I'm gonna take this nut. I'm gonna have to grab this part and grab this just so that I can get this to tighten. Because obviously when this part is where you need it to be, you got to bring this nut back down. So just keep that in mind. All right, so we're getting this nut where we need it to be now for the most part. Just keep it loose for now, guys, because we may have to adjust this. Just gonna snug it up against there so it kind of looks like that. And now for this part, since there is no bolt over here, we got to just unscrew the rod from here. So same deal, we'll put our 10mm wrench. I'm actually gonna push this part, this cover back over that, because there's no way to get that out. So we'll keep this back up. Probably should have never took it off, but it's all right. Just kind of pull it back into place. Okay, so that's where it should be. And same deal, we'll put our 10mm wrench on here. I don't know if there's another part to grab it, but we'll have to see. We'll probably have to use this part and hold it like that and turn it. So let's just get that over here. I believe it's reverse thread on this side, if I'm not mistaken, closest to the actual shifter part for your foot. So we'll see what happens when we go whatever way we go. It's going to be a little bit awkward because it is kind of long and far apart. So alright, so I was able to break the seal on that nut. So technically this should just, this thing should, there we go, unscrew. So it is the other way that I gotta go with this to get it out. See, now it's kind of coming out. There we go. A little bit of a pain. You just got to play with it to find out which way it's going to go. Okay. Now that, since that's out, we got to get our two black rods that came with the kit. I did have to purchase them separately, but here's the two pieces that I got. So I really just threaded the bolt through that top piece. Make sure your cable is facing up on the quick shifter. You don't want it facing down, so it'll interfere with it. Now for this rod that looks like this, where it has the indentation right here for a wrench, I'm going to keep that on the outer side over here so that when this is in, I could tighten it easily like that. So like I said, I'm just going to screw this one in. Get it started first. There we go. So just to kind of get an idea of how this would be like this. So we're going to definitely have to, let's screw this in all the way just for the heck of it to see what happens. It's definitely not going to be where we need to keep it, but it might work. Let's screw this in all the way completely. So to help, I'm gonna get one bolt kind of inserted in here. Obviously with this all the way in, it just might be too big. I gotta check it. All right, so now we kind of have an idea. This isn't even plugged in. So I gotta get this lined up. You gotta kind of just look through there and try to catch those threads. So now, this like this, I'm gonna keep turning in. Now this seems to be in place, it looks like. I'm just gonna unscrew this part back. Have to go a long ways to get this thing back up to where it needs to be. But it is adjusting the shift lever. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me fix this for a second. Okay, as you can see, when I start to bring this back, that it starts to get it to a certain part up or down. So I got to figure out where I want it to be. So we are looking for right around 1 3/4. That's about right where it was for the most part. Obviously, I can adjust it where it need be. I will have to take the cable, route it up through the frame, and just route the cables in a way so it's not interfering with anything. But as of right now, it is connected. But I don't know if this is gonna work. I really gotta tighten these down, which I'm gonna do now, and get it into place just to see the operation and make sure everything's working correctly. So this is basically all set where I need it to be for the height wise for here. Obviously I could adjust it here and there. I still got to tighten up this nut to screw against there and this one as well. As you see, when I push it forward, I could access it. And I did check the operation to make sure that this went into the hole fine, no problem. I did route the cable kind of going like this. I attached it to the wires up here and then just kind of filed all the other wires that go up into the frame. I just kind of have the laying out over here. I am going to see if it is the blue and green wire, because that's the ones that we plugged into the power commander, so I think it should work, but if not, we'll just switch it and it should be good. But I don't know if I like this not having a nut here. I don't think it's going to really matter, but I'm probably going to get a nut on this for this side to tighten over here, just so that a little bit of a peace of mind, you know what I mean? It's probably not going to matter, but I am going to get a nut for this. I don't know why it didn't come with it. I think it should, in my opinion, because if this is up here where it should be, like I said, then you get that part over there. Tighten that down. That will secure that. And then this, since it's threaded, it really shouldn't move when I tighten this part, from my understanding. If I tighten that up, this shouldn't move. So I guess it's not totally needed, but I don't know. I would like to have a nut there just so I could secure all that and make sure everything's good. But so I was right. I did have to do the blue and green wire to the red and yellow, because now when I turn the key, you'll see that we get power. So that is all set. So this is all set. I measured from here to here. I got the right measurement. This nut is nice and tight. This has plenty of threads. You could get a nut if you want. Not needed. Like I said, this thing's facing up. This part's here. I made sure that when it operates correctly, it goes through with not any binding. Make sure you guys leave yourself enough slack for this wire, because when it's going forward or back, in this instance, it's got to have enough room so that it doesn't end up pulling it too hard. What I did was I just connected this wire to this retainer that's stock. Obviously, we run it up through here. It is the red and yellow wire that I have to connect to, not the blue and green, just an FYI. There is like a zip tie, an OEM one that you can use infinite times. I put the power commander wire and the quick shifter wire to that, so that's nice and snug. This runs up here, and I kind of ran it like this. It's kind of interesting that for the Power Commander 6, it fits right in between these two knobs on the 02 and 03. So that fits perfectly there. That looks good. We have our quick shifter wire. That is all set. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get some electrical tape and just tape up this one because it's not going to be in use. And then we'll just tuck this over here kind of like that. And maybe I'll put like a little zip tie just to hold it in place. But all right, let's go on the bike real quick and we'll see how it works. So we're going to test this quick shifter. We're in second right now. Let's get back to the house. Obviously, as you saw, the test ride was successful. Make sure you use the little provided cleaning and Velcro to make sure this doesn't move, and you are all set. If this video was helpful, guys, make sure you hit that like button. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.